Hey guys, we have to welcome Jay. Ah, wow, bro. Thank you very much for calling. I've been waiting for you for a long, long time.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man. It's all jam up. Too many
No.
interview. I was on the other call as well. Sorry, man. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, bro, for calling in. Thank you for honoring this anyway. Yeah, like today, like I said, we're just talking about legacy. I try to ask people what did they think about legacy and how, whoever did they think that have ever impressed them in Nigeria or in Africa, with good legacy. So anyway, guys, before I start, I'll just introduce Jeff. Jeff is residing here in Australia and a very good brother and an NGO orientor, which I love so much. So Jeff is one of the respectful guys in Australia, and hearing from him tonight will be a very big thing. I would so much appreciate that. No, thanks, Jeff, for honoring this today. And well, if you don't mind, if you'd like to introduce yourself a bit, and yeah.
Yeah. My name is sorry that I come late. My apologies because of other event. Yeah. My name is Ambassador Jeffrey Lawrence Osayande, the CEO President of the Pan African Girl, and also the Executive Director of Showbiz Entertainment, and also the co-director for African Community Development Network of Australia. Mr. Emmanuel is a good friend of mine we've known over the years. Thank you for bringing me on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jeff. And that's kind of interesting. So tell us more about your part. Guys, I was talking about legacy. He told you now that he has an organization called Part the African Girls. Okay, so that's kind of a legacy that he's leaving behind, because I know this legacy will go so long. So if you don't mind, you can tell us more about that, about Part the African Girls.
Yeah, Part an African Girl is an NGO or foundation set up to alleviate Africans from poverty and suffering. Now, when people hear the word Part an African Girl is just one of our initiative we developed that we are showcasing in alleviating or helping the younger generation when it comes to girls, in order for them to have that leverage of being able to look after their hygienic part of their body. In terms of menstrual cycles, yeah, as you guys know, it's very, very difficult in Africa for people to be able to use a proper sanitary pad. People still rely on tissues, rags, and other things. Even when you tell people about proper hygiene using what we call not necessarily a sanitary pad, there's a panty. They still don't know it, so it makes it more difficult. Even when you talk to a PhD holder, it still relies on tissues. So tissue causes a lot of diseases from chlamydia to rash and other things. Where people won't have stillbirth because of improper hygiene. So that's why we embark on that, try to lecture a lot of the Black Africans in order for them to be safe, to have a self-realization that practicing a good hygiene makes them look more presentable. And two, a lot of people caught themselves in being embarrassed because menstrual cycle can take place at any given time.
Yeah,
it don't have permissions. It happens in school class. It has happened in the bedroom. It has happened in the motor car. It can come at any time. When you are not prepared for this, you are bound to be embarrassed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Part an African Girl, like I said, is one of our 18-point agenda we're showcasing in Osayande, Lawrence J. Osayande Foundation.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, you guys have heard it. I was so impressed. Maybe was it last year or something, when I saw you went to Africa and I saw you, going around the street, even to the prison, right?
I was in the prison. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the prison. He went to, yeah. I
It,
tell us more about the prison.
it's very surprising. I see
Yeah.
people in the prison, nobody cares for them in terms of sanitary sanitation. All they give to them is just food, and if they are lucky, they get tissues. If not, they have to use some part of their uniform, rags, or yeah. So it's very hilarious when you see things happening. You begin to wonder, how are these people coping? So they've been traumatized, even though they committed a crime they committed. But when they are not having the basic necessity of lives, the traumatic, if some people get dementia while they are there, once you've been incarcerated, basic necessity of life, if someone is not coming there to assist you with it, you almost cut out of the world. You won't know. As for men, it's a lot easy. We just go to the toilet, throw our things, we just walk out. You know what I mean? But for the ladies, it's very essential.
Wow. So wow, so you see, it's such a legacy. I myself, I'm not into charity, but I always give credit to whosoever that think about people, because one thing that most of us, when we go to African or third world nation, we think about ourselves. We think about ourselves. We only want to take care of ourselves, and we only want to care for our own hygiene. It's very hard for, even myself to think about others, unless when you come closer to me before I think about you. So I give you such a good story. Today we are talking about legacy. I'm asking people, what do you think about legacy? Anybody interested? Okay, Jeff, what makes you to do that? Let's know why you think of doing that. Yeah.
You see, I've come a long way to fix myself up. I left Africa some almost 30 years ago. So I've basically most traveled around the globe. So I've acquired these skills. So when I come to Australia, and I happen to have a stepson who have epileptic fitting.
Okay.
So it gives me a big deal to actually want to find out why people are being affected. So when you see the innocent being affected, how can you best assist these vulnerable people, these young ones that still need more lives? So I begin to think, then I quit my job to go and study community service, so that I have a basic idea of how I can best assist these people. So getting into that school has given me a lot of sense of human belonging, to say, okay, this is the reason, this is how you can do this is how you can do this. So I take it upon myself to say, okay, if kids at this can suffer, what is it there for us to give to alleviate these kids from suffering? So from there, I had developed the interest of giving to the vulnerable. So the idea started expanding. And then it came to a point where we have these Apex gang that was terrorizing everywhere in Melbourne City. So everybody was bringing up the idea. So I run an NGO by the name African Community Development Network. So I sit down with Pastor Lucky, and then we start to think about how we can best assist the police to cut the amount of trouble that is coming out from the African community. But they don't come out and say this is who is committing the crime. The word African was just being pulverized. So we were looking for ways and avenue we can bring the problem down. So we come up with an agenda, stop the fight.
Okay.
After meeting with the police commissioner, the community engagement police officers, and the Sunshine commander, I met with BB police command and someone like Anthony Abati and the like. And we now come together and say, okay, I'll put up a symposium, Stop the Fight, which I showcased, I think it was on the 30th of March 2018 in Footscray Park. So that sent a little bit of a signal, because flyers and information went out to say, oh, people are concerned about what is going on. Yeah. From there, we now develop, from there, more ideas and how we can impart lives started coming in.
Wow.
So that's how all these started. And now it has come to a point where we have to set up an office in Nigeria to, from there, expand to other African countries to let people know that Africans, we have the temperament to be able to look after ourselves instead of instead of waiting for the handout from the rest part of the world.
Wow, that's such that's why today when I talk about legacy, I have to get somebody like you, because what you have been doing, is such a big thing that people, even here in Australia, they need to run around, to support you, to make sure that we are able to give little that we can, so that those people in prison, those people that cannot afford, they can have that needed something when they need it. Could you imagine going on the street and see a lady menstruating, or maybe her throat, you see the blood at the back of her dress, and you call her.
Sometimes they don't know.
Yeah, and you call her sister. You call her sister. It feels like you have something coming on there. To be embarrassed, she may not be able to walk that street for years, or for months. So
yeah, because while we were in the secondary school, back in the days, I attended a Christian school called Holy Mary Comprehensive College.
Okay.
We were all in the class, and people were moving out, running here and there. There was this particular girl that was static. Even when we were trying to joke, she wasn't responding. We didn't realize that she's just under her monthly cycle.
Yeah.
The way we put it in a mature form, people say menstruation and like, but we use the word menstrual cycle just to create a kind of respect for it. And this girl was static and he couldn't move. We begin to wonder why she was static. The friends didn't understand what was going on. It got to a point boys being boys, we try to go and find out why is he not joking. And secretly, she opened up. She couldn't tell her friend and tell her this is what is her problem. Okay, we have to find a way to distract. We have to find a way to distract the whole classroom in order for her to get the other guests to take her out, so that it wouldn't be so much embarrassed, because everyone knows us in the school. So we have to create some kind of commotion.
Wow.
So they would use that to take her out of the class. But at the end, we ran into trouble, but we were able to get out of the trouble as well. We now explain to the principals, and this is the reason why we do what we have to do. So that to silence the whole issue. It's a very, very embarrassing situation. It can happen to you, any of them, at any time. There's what they call thrush. Thrush is a toilet disease. Sanitary. If you're having a proper hygiene with sanitary pad, you'll be able to absorb that thing, absorb the sweat. When you walk around it tirelessly, people sweat, and when you sweat and you don't have anything under up there to absorb the water, you have issues. Traditionally, when God created human beings, He created hair in most part of our body to protect against infection. But nowadays, a lot of people don't know. People want to shine. They get clippers, razor blade, they ship everything out. But those hair were meant to protect you from getting infections. But once you cut it out, nothing is on the way to stop it. So people go to toilet, they get chlamydia, they get trash. Trash is something you can cure with antibiotics, but chlamydia takes a longer time to heal. So a lot of people don't know all these. So these are the reasons we preaching to Africans, do this. People will come to you, they can't afford it. So we have to embark in distributing to schools. We raise money, people donate money, we raise money to buy 500, 1,000, we donate it to schools. So that the girls can because some of them don't know how to use it. So we have to get experienced ladies who's going to also go out there to teach them how to use it. So you might think, oh, this guy is very beautiful, very gorgeous. But when it comes to that, a lot of people don't know what it is.
Wow. So guys, it is very interesting. So you are not only parting the guests, you are actually educate them on kind of sanitizer, hygiene. Yes, how to keep themselves safe, this is so big. Like I don't know why your people, I think a lot of people have to invest into this idea too. It does not cost anything to support you to see that
you will be so surprised. I had a chat with a PhD holder from Jeddah State. He goes, that's Oyibo thing. I was so like, so what degree you said you have before? I was questioned. I had to force out. He said, got a PhD. As you have a PhD, I'm telling you about sanitary. I expected you. I was telling her to help me promote the idea, the initiatives. He was saying, bro, that is Oyibo thing. And I was so surprised to see the level of education and the way people reason. I said, we are not selling it. We give it them for free. Just promote this so that the investors can see what we are doing and they can invest on it. But coming to tell me it's an Oyibo thing, it just makes the whole thing. I said, sorry, I don't think you are qualified for me to be talking to. I expect of your level of education. By now, you should know how to hygienically preach to your people.
Oh man, it is true. Something like this, I know how embarrassing it can be to the women. If a young lady going on the street and you saw her menstruation or something, people will actually misunderstand her, and because of the shame she will not be able to have the confidence to walk in that street again. Even in the class, in class we normally have boys and girls.
Yeah.
Talk of the class, she will lose some friends, maybe who does not understand what she's going through.
So yeah, they get embarrassed, and sometimes you realize if you go closely, if you ask more questions about what I'm telling you now, you see, once it get attained that puberty and started getting monthly cycle, you understand if you don't have the financial resources to contain it, even the so-called tissue, a lot of people can still afford it.
Oh yeah.
You don't have that financial to sustain yourself. People stay out of going to school because of that. A lot of people have a lot of cramp. There are so many things associated with it. So God so loved the world and created the man so unique that we don't face those issues. But if you're very close, if you understand girls so good, you feel the pain they go through. A lot is required to be done to these people in order for them to have that free will to say, okay, month end is coming. How am I going to pass through another 5 days, 4 days, as the case may be? A lot of people think about it. We don't think about anything. They think about it so important, very important to them. So I call on people to support the idea and initiative in order for it to alleviate these people from suffering and pain. Yeah,
it's a very nice initiative. I think people should be able to support this thing. Now that you explain this so good, people need to understand that it's not just about we that able to migrate to another country and find ourselves comfortable. That we have to think about. We also have to think about those vulnerable people back home, those that cannot be able to afford. We also have to give them a kind of sense of belonging. That's what we think about legacy. We have to, make those people to know tomorrow, even though when they grow up, they also think about next generation, have the future idea that somebody help us. We also have to help somebody. So what you are doing is,
You see, like I said in my last interview with Lillian from the United States, Africa is stuck in colonization. Now, we still believe in handouts, but if you look at the whole continent, we are self-sufficient. That's when we see people say, "Oh, you are suffering in the midst of plenty." And when you talk about Christianity to the developed world, they ask you the question, why, if there is God, why is African still suffering? It's not because they don't believe they don't believe there is God. They begin to wonder why a continent that is so blessed are passing through this rigorous situation in their life that lead to mass migration, ski migration. A lot of people have left Africa to acquire a skill, and when the people find the potential in their skill, they retain them and they never come back home. So because our greedy politicians have not make room for every other people to expand. See, the people in the middle class, once they attain that wealth, they don't come back home. All the people in the upper class, they come back and take position. And those ones are the greedy ones. Once they attain that power, we have issues. And when it comes to legacy, legacy is very, very important. It's very paramount to Africans. People, they said history is waiting for those who's going to mark their name in a very important event. Now, let's talk about legacy. Nelson Mandela left a legacy behind. Gaddafi left a legacy behind. Mobutu left a legacy behind. Emperor Bokassa left a legacy behind. Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda. You talk about Momo Sierra Leone. You talk about Yedema of Togo. So many of these guys left a legacy. But if you look at what they left and think about it today, only two of these names, in my own perception, have actually attained the height. One of the other one, their life was cut short. The other one came out of prison trying to salvage to put the African back on the map, but he died without he died with a legacy, but what he has left behind has been destroyed. I'm talking about Mandela.
Mandela, yes, 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 yes.
He left a legacy, but you see, African legacies are always called to question.
Yes, okay, yeah.
African legacy called to question, and if you look at when before Mandela died, I think it was 1996 Africa Cup of Nations, if I'm not mistaken. Nigeria did not go to South Africa to defend the Nations Cup, and South Africa won that cup because they refused to give Nigerian protection. Then you see, there's when you talk about African legacy, there's always enzymes in it. Mandela is a great man. I respect him till the day I die. He fought for the unity of South Africans, and he was to acquire it and make sure he left with example.
Wow.
But when you talk about Mobutu, who arose like he was like Jesus Christ going to the sky, and Bokassa, who claimed to be the 13th apostle of Jesus Christ, feeding on human breast, like was it Idi of Uganda. All these people left a legacy, but is those legacy good or bad? It's left for us to examine and see where we all got it all wrong. Today we are seeing colonization blaming the West, but the West is in a space race. They left colonization to innovation, industrialization, and manufacturing. You know, and then now today they left globalization. Now they are in space race, but African is still waiting for a handout. And we blame everyone, but not ourselves, for our issues. Because Africa is a self-sufficient continent. We shouldn't be everywhere. But we have greedy leaders who does not care about the children of tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we proceed, some people just ask some few questions. I think one of the questions has been answered. It says, do you know of any of preventing crime apart from drugs? I think that question has been answered. I think that.
What? Say it again.
It says, sir, do you know any? Okay, it says, sir, do you know of any way of preventing crime apart from drugs?
Is that a crime? He's trying to say apart from
Yeah, a
drug.
crime. Yes, a crime.
Okay. It depends on which type of drug he's referring at. So
yeah, somebody has just
see, crime prevention.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's very easy to prevent. Very easy to prevent. Let's put in Africa in perspective.
Okay.
To solve the crime rate in Africa, we need to be self-reliance. What I mean by self-reliance, we need to invest.
You know, ladies cramp. The one that ladies will cramp, you know, like their leg or something. I don't know. But somebody answered that.
Is that what he's talking about? Is there any way to prevent crime? When they are in their monthly cycle.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Apart from drug.
Apart from drug, you have to exercise.
Huh?
You have to exercise.
When okay, I think somebody say that. I think somebody answered that something like somebody has said that evening prime rosy oil, magnesium, heat pack, exercise, rest, proper. And somebody asked another question, sir. It says so wow, initiative. Let me see. Okay, while we are going now, just get you some questions that people ask you. Okay,
stuff you are donated get to those truly needed. You see, I'm an ambassador for peace. Before I become an ambassador for peace, it's not something I registered for. It's something given to me because of what I'm doing. A lot of people don't know how I got it. People think maybe I went to go buy it. See, that's where we talk about legacy. Whatever you give to me, there's a record to prove where I spend it, where they go. Our initiative is recorded live. The video doesn't lie.
Yes.
So I have my last initiative before the COVID-19 outbreak was on February 14th. Yeah. I have someone from Australia went to Nigeria to represent the NGO